A wet marsh is often a very good place for birds. This is most true if there are a few trees and bushes around the edge. Let us visit a marsh early some morning, a morning in May. Let us go while it is still dark, before the sun is up. It is the best time to hear the marsh birds. It is wise to stay on the road because the mud in the marsh is soft and deep. We can hear everything just as well if we stay on the road. In the dark, we can hear nothing but the frogs, hundreds of them. Most of them are peepers. Just before the clock in the town strikes 4, the first song sparrow sings. In a few minutes, swamp sparrows, song sparrows, and marsh wrens are all singing. They are saying good morning to the world. The stars still show, but it is getting light in the east. Rails cluck, and bitterns make their funny pumping sound, like some kind of pump out in the swamp. The marsh is full of sound. Half an hour later, the first redwings come out. They sleep longer than the other birds, but the rest of the day they make up for it. A redwing is easy to tell, isn't it? No other bird looks like it. None of the other blackbirds have the red patches. In the south, redwings can be found at any time of year. There are many more in winter, though. In some places, many thousands spend the night together. In Texas, there are roosts where millions of redwings gather. That is what we are told, but we know that it is just a guess. No one could count 1,000,000 birds when they are flying all about. In the northern United States and Canada, the redwings come in spring. They arrive with the first robins and bluebirds. The very first ones often come in February, when the marshes are covered with ice. These are just stray birds. 2 or 3 weeks later, when the ice is out, the first large flocks are seen. These are all males. Every bird is singing, screeching, or making some sort of noise. They are glad to be back. Later in the month, these flocks break up. Each male finds some place where he intends to stay for the summer, a good place to raise a family. He sits on top of a bush or a cattail and sings. If a crow flies over, he chases it. He is not even afraid of hawks. He is as fearless as a kingbird. The female is late in arriving, sometimes a month later than her mate. She looks more like a large sparrow. She soon starts building a nest somewhere in a bush or a bunch of reeds, while her mate sings and chases crows away. 3 or 4 eggs are laid. They are marked with scratches and scrawls, as if the female has come to the nest with ink on her toes. After 2 weeks of brooding, the eggs hatch. At first, the babies are very red-looking, with no feathers. When they leave the nest 2 weeks later, they look something like their mother. Their tails are short, though, and their heads still have some fuzz. A little later in the summer, little bands of redwings can be seen flying around the swamp together. Their parents are not with them. Perhaps they have gone to some farm where there are lots of cankerworms to eat. Birds need water. They need streams and brooks and swamps. Many swamps are being spoiled. Some are being filled in. In others, ditches are being dug. This lets all the water run out. Many of the water plants die. The birds must move out because they can no longer find their food. They need water as much as we do. Redwings are found in nearly all parts of the United States. In Canada, they live as far north as Nova Scotia and Hudson Bay. In Western Canada, they almost reach the Arctic. There are many slightly different kinds of redwings. One of them has no yellow edge on its red wing patch. It is called the bicolored redwing. This means two-colored.